card is absolutely stacked. I wonder if there's any part of you that, like, I mean, this is International Fight Week, it's amazing, but you thought, if we were on a fight night where there's not much going on, a bunch of newcomers, maybe then we could guarantee ourselves 50 grand.
Yeah, I'm never going out there shooting like, I'm getting fight of the night. I'm guaranteeing that extra check. It is what it is. But I mean, this fight card is stacked, like you said. But there's something about me and him that is a little different than these other fights. So I think you can expect, a crazy, violent, exciting fight, and we'll see.
I think we all are expecting that. Last thing, you win here, I guess. What's the move? I mean, is it to keep facing these kind of legend-type fights, or do you start looking at rankings and contenders? I mean, what's the move after this one?
The move is to fight whoever comes next. I'm not a guy to turn down fights or say no to people, so whoever the UFC wants to send me, obviously, I want to climb the ladder. There's people I would like to fight that excite me more, for sure. But you know what? Don't rule out a run. Don't rule out a run.
Bryan, right? Are your fingernails colored? Right there?
Absolutely. Red, white, and blue. My daughter paints my fingernails every fight. She does like fireworks and the red, white, and blue.
Just 4th of July themed?
Yeah, 4th of July themed.
Bryan, back here. Sorry. So I'm curious, you mentioned Robbie being that fight for you. It was that one, the A1 for you. So when you actually saw the name, how did you react to that?
Yeah, I was kind of mind blown, super excited, couldn't believe it. Like, I had asked for it after my last fight. And I just, wasn't sure. I kind of heard some rumors that he may have had a fight scheduled or anything, but so I was like, I don't care. I'm going to put his name out there because I would love that fight. And when it came through on email and I saw it, I was in the car with my kids and my wife, and I was like, she was walking out of the store, and I rolled down the window. I was like, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. And she's like, what? I was like, I got Robbie Lawler. And she's like, no way. We freaked out, and then, but we were super excited.
I feel like the Matt Brown fight did a lot for you. It got you on a lot of people's radars. You got a new deal out of everything, and now you get this Robbie Lawler fight. How much has life changed for you since the fight with Matt Brown? Has it changed a lot? Are you noticing sort of an uptick in your popularity and people being interested in you?
I don't really pay too much attention to that at all. I'm on social media, but I'm not on it a lot. My focus after the fight completely goes into my family and what we're doing on the outside. It's awesome to see people, if people love to watch me fight, that's great, because I'm going to come bring it every single time and, put on a show for them while enjoying myself at the same time. So hopefully people love to watch me fight. The new deal was awesome. I'm glad I got a new deal, and to break it in with Robbie Lawler makes it that much sweeter. So yeah, hopefully people continue to love to watch me fight, because I'm going to come put on a show for them.
And lastly, you're obviously a fan of Robbie. You've watched all of his great wars over the years. And I spoke with him last week, and I asked him which fight stood out to him more, the fight with Rory McDonald or the fight with Carlos Condit, because they were 7 months apart. So as a guy from the outside looking in, as a fan who probably consumed both of those fights, which one stands out to you more? Is it the Rory fight or is it the Carlos Condit fight?
To me, it's the Rory fight. Like, that's the one that comes to mind every time. But I hope to take that slot in his mind. I hope to, when we're done with this fight, I hope he thinks, that was the toughest guy. That was the best war I've ever had. We went at it, gave it right back and forth, and so I hope I take that #1 slot.
Bryan, right in the center here. How's it going? You told me previously that you had actually met Robbie years ago at International Fight Week, interestingly enough. How much have you thought about that as Fight Week's getting closer to the actual fight?
It's a meant to be moment. It's full circle. It's crazy how it all lined up, and it's meant to be. I met Robbie at International Fight Week, a couple months before my very first amateur fight, and so when I met him, he asked if I fought. It was me, my dad, and my wife, and I was like, I'm about to have my first fight, stuff like that. Nice guy. I was a fan then too, so for us to get matched up is huge, because I've always been a fan of how he fights and everything, but also like the fact that it's on International Fight Week and everything is pretty crazy, and just solidifies that it's like a full circle moment meant to be.
And you talked about the Rory fight. People look at that fight and say Robbie, hasn't been the same since that fight in terms of just how much damage he took in that. What's your assessment of his fights since then? Because I'm sure you've watched some tape ahead of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's still very good, very dangerous. Like I've said in interviews and stuff that I don't feel like people are calling out Robbie. You know, he's a dangerous guy. He's still very, very skilled, and he's still very, very dangerous. So what I take from it is just I need to put a whole lot of damage on him.
And just last question, have you seen any of your other former MMA lab teammates this week, Jared Cannonier, Sean O'Malley? Have you seen them at all? And if so, what was that like to, again, be a part of this card with them?
I've seen Sean. I've seen him a couple times, actually. It was cool to kind of reunite, see him. I heard Jared and kind of glanced, saw him walk by, but I saw Rob Emerson. He's also from the lab. He's here with Jared. So it's really cool to see those guys and great to be on the card with them. Bummed that Lauren Murphy's not on the card anymore. She's a good friend of mine as well. But it's great to have, those guys here, and, they're like family as well. So it's a good opportunity to get together.
Thanks, Bryan.
Hey, Bryan, back here. Way back here.
Gotcha.
There you go. Just one. I saw that you obviously have your pet pig, Macho Man. Do you have any other pets named after pro wrestlers?
No. He's the only one after pro wrestlers. We're looking at some other names too. But we have another boy pig. His name is Big Boss Hoss, and I was wanting to naming him like Hulkamania or something like that. But my wife was like, oh no, but she fell in love with Macho Man when I threw that one out. So.